So now it brings me to a very pertinent question. What is your right key? What is your right sa? The correct sa is, from the sa you'll have to go at least 3 to 4 notes down, which means sa ni dha pa ma ga. At least 3 to 4 notes, which means sa ni dha pa. This is 4 notes. And from the higher sa, you'll be able to go 4 notes up. So sa, if this is your sa, then sa re ga ma, with ease, with no falsetto, no nasal voice, nothing, just a simple voice. Sorry. And from whichever sa you can do this. So 4 notes up and 4 notes down. From whichever sa and octave range you can do this, that is your correct sa. Though, so if you're singing from a pitch from where you cannot go 4 notes higher but can come 6 notes down, then you might consider shifting it lower. Okay. I have someone requesting for a video interaction. Just let me finish this morning Riyaz part. So first, if you remember, the first Riyaz is sa. In the morning, is to try and reach the lower notes, as I showed you, by putting that extra air pressure, sudden pressure, and trying to reach the lower notes. So if you're comfortable till dha, try for pa. Once you are comfortable in pa and can sustain it for long, try for ma. Okay, so that's one. The third thing is, whatever you practice, first 1 hour in the morning, do not go beyond pa, which is sa re ga ma pa. Higher than that, you will do after 1 hour. So pa dha ni sa re ga ma pa, pa ma ga re sa ni dha pa is your sapat. So if you want to practice sapat in the morning, instead of sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa, practice pa dha ni sa re ga ma pa ma ga re sa ni dha pa, pa dha ni sa re ga ma pa ma ga re sa ni dha pa. Okay, years of Carnatic training has a lot of chest voice, and there's a strain while I go into the higher notes in the Carnatic music. But other genres of music, I don't have a problem with that. But I would like you to see that whether you are using a false voice, if you're using a falsetto, then yes, it will not hurt, but that's not the right thing to do. Because a little bit of truth is good than a lot of lies, I think. You know, a falsetto that takes you up is not very great, according to me, especially when you're singing classical music. Why? Because you'll see the knots. There will be a transition point, either in Shuddha Re, higher Shuddha Re, or between Sa and Re, Ni, Sa, Re, somewhere the transition point will come. And every time that you'll have to take a slide, which is not a crooked movement, which does not hide the knots, which does not conceal the knots, which actually needs a smooth transition from one note to the other one, then the transition will show. Because if you're singing with one voice, let's say, but if you have a knot, it'll show, so the texture will change. So, you hear the transition because you're going into a false voice. Do not go into a false voice. Stick to your own voice, which is the deep voice. So any source which is higher than the collarbone. So the collarbone is kind of your benchmark. The source of your voice should come from underneath the collarbone. So how much ever high you go, the vibrations should always be here. So if you want to, withdraw the presence and use a false voice for higher notes, then you will not be able to sing all kinds of harkats in the higher register, which means you will not be able to do a bhari, gamak, tan, which means your harkats will have lesser clarity and lesser presence. So ah, 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 ah. This presence will be lacking because this will happen. So this is when when you're singing with a lot of ease. So there's no mental processing happening here. It's a very smooth and spontaneous voice. There are no transitions. There's no, shift from chest to a head voice. There's only one voice, and that is the original voice. No false voice, only rely on. And okay, so somebody asked about the tan, which is the akar. The akar emphasis also is a very unique use of breath, which is in a very slow tempo. I'll show. So, in every speed, the most important things are that you have to sing from your deep breath, and that is the source of power, that's the source of strength. So, it's like from here, which makes the sound bad. Beyond the point, the tempo will not increase, but if you're using the breath, so with the, yes, slight use of ha is also there. Yes, you are right. So, but not from here, from here. If you put your hand here, you should be able to feel that one point of emphasis, which is this is how it should be. So, and this is the texture to concentrate on. Keeping this texture, you'll have to try to increase the tempo. If you are compromising the texture to increase the tempo, then you're taking the wrong route, because compromising quality for quantity is never a good idea. So you should never compromise quality. You should always hold on to the quality. Quantity will take care of itself. If you are in the right path, you will get there. But if you think that I'll take a different path which is easier, you might not get anywhere.